Okay, today has been a very interesting day, and after several reflections, I haven't done any video, but today was an amazing day of reflections, of understanding, connection, not understanding, getting new connections about different concepts, different ideas, different religions, different dimensions, connecting everything in a very easy way, explaining many other things. And I was having this reflection about the Matryoshka's thing and how you can go from one dimension to a higher dimension, which is a higher conscious level. And it is like different spheres or Matryoshkas. But the whole thing that connect everything is the energy that is the source that is like pulling you. The source, we feel the source like we are coming from there, but we are also going to the source, because there is no space and time, so there is no source before and there is source afterwards, because it's the source like the destination, because it's also your origin. You are the source. When you become the source, you know what I'm talking about. So then, explaining this, I thought that maybe there is a book talking about, because it was a game of breaking many dualities, and then I came to this explanation of the source being multidimensional. And then I searched for becoming the source, because I said, this is the only way of understanding it is becoming it. Because understanding is nothing compared, because everybody can understand what I'm saying, but many people can be right telling me I'm wrong. And many people can explain in many different ways how I'm wrong. But that's not the people I'm talking with. So I knew that probably there will not be a book called Becoming the Source, but maybe something talking about that. So on Google, that's the great thing of the 21st century connections, because of internet and the algorithm. And thanks to Google, thanks to YouTube, the experiences that I am having today, only this 10% are based on the computer, because the other 90% was analogic experiences, amazing analogic experiences, explaining many things that I was never able to explain. Unfortunately, it's not on video, but it doesn't matter. The thing is that finally I ended up on a website called Become the Source. Some years ago I ended up in another website because of my thoughts and revelations and reflections took me to something that I said, maybe I should buy this domain. Sometimes I buy domains thinking that I'm going to do something with them, or trying to find. So I found another one, and it was saying everything I was saying. And I was in contact with this person, and I said, am I you in the future? Because everything is there, is here. How the fuck I ended up here? Not being obsessed of anything, being like, maybe I am that in the future, maybe I am just a stranger and we can connect. Can be anything. And today, Become the Source, there was a video talking about, it's a message from the mother, and it's giving all the instructions that I understood very clearly. The thing is that I came here for becoming the source. So then I saw the video, and in the comment, I made the comment of what I really felt, because I was making videos, many videos, in the last 2 months, in which I was talking about human evolution. First, through the mix of the species. The species is the human species. And once we have a common, not a common one, we're never going to have the same one. We're going to have one that none of them is pure. That's it. is the only common thing, but none of them is exactly the other one, because even two white people are not the same. But once we mix everything, that stupidity goes away. But that's unnecessary, because just being aware of that, you just broke this barrier and you don't have to create that reality. That's the difference in between physical world and Wonderland, where science is much easier here because you are going to the essence, leaving the paraphernalia out. So yeah, it's a laboratory where you can mix all the specimens and none of them will have the pure race. But the thing is to have the common consciousness. But many people don't even have their own private consciousness. Many people are not aware of the higher selves, because the higher self is just God, that's the limit. So if in between me and God, what is in there? It's such a small universe for them that if you don't transcend that, there's nothing you can do. The source is God, and the source is infinite, but you have to transcend the religion thousands years ago. And by this video, then I was searching and I was reading something about the Buek. And I don't know if they have a Buek. I don't know the structure, but this website is speaking my language. So it took me to start recording what I'm recording. So this is the explanation of what I've been reading until this moment, but not yet. Because then I was reading about this book of the esoteric knowledge, and for me esoteric as a pure word means something, and as in three-dimensional world means only industrial orientation. Esoteric is a big industrial, is a business. Esoteric knowledge for me is just what I live in Wonderland, and when I try to express it in any ways to my family, friends, strangers, to my, I don't know the word, it's congeneres, my similars, my others. So it's like these people have created this encoded language in which the password was Adonai, which is the name. I had no idea. So I'm learning in real time always by connecting, not with the words, connecting with something beyond the words. I knew Adonai had to have a meaning that I was lacking of, because my knowledge about religion is so small, but I have the biggest respect of my own connection with religions, which is very far from most of the people connection with the religions, because some people love them, some people hate them, but the haters and the lovers are in the same dimension. None of them has transcended religion. It's wonderful once you feel it the way you want to feel it, and it's not taking you to do things that you don't want to do. So if you are killing in the name of God, maybe you are doing something wrong. I'm not gonna judge it, because I am not at the level of religion. I transcended when I was 10, probably, when I didn't want to do the first communion. But then we continue. So this Adonai is probably one of the first names of God, which probably at that level of Judaism, everything is closer to the source, to the root of the truth, which is not in the books, it's inside ourselves. So it's in your nature, and in your nature you are the owner of your nature, and you are the only one who knows everything about your nature. So nobody's going to tell you anything that connects or disconnects with your nature. You are the only one who feels if it connects or it doesn't connect, or disconnect, or which way it connects. So this Judaism thing that I respect a lot and I ignore. I respect a lot, and I am sure there must be someone who was reading all these 24 books and they know by heart. But the problem is if they know by heart, because I made some videos about knowing by heart and really feeling what you are talking about. Because knowing by heart, you are just repeating words, you are recreating words instead of creating them, because they are coming from the source. And that's what I do. So the funny thing, the magical point that could break my mind and take me to the psycho world, it is the next step when they are talking about that somebody was working and getting answers for the people that this answer had taken for granted. And the project, it began in 2006 with the original member. And this original member is 636. And then I said, oh no, it cannot be true. It cannot be true. Everybody who knows me as from a child in the club, we all know even the numbers of our friends. 712, 522, some others, but mine was, my family's number was 635. One number before the original member. And that number, I use it a lot. It's not passwords because it's only 3 numbers, but I use it a lot to remember things. And when I read it, I say, what the fuck? And it's talking about all these connections that I have, because when I was in that club was the container of my wonderland. I was a plane, flying, falling, having an accident, and breaking my left wing. That happened in Wonderland there. In physical world and in Wonderland, in both. In physical world, I broke my arm. In Wonderland, I broke my wing. But I broke something. So I was growing there in that way. So now I'm going to continue reading and connecting with this, but I made this video just as the intro to share with the creators of this labyrinth. For me, it's like a treasure hunting game. This is the way I was creating my documents, my videos, interconnected with themselves, and now I'm connecting with this. Yeah, call me crazy, but I'm not obsessed. I can turn the computer off and go to have dinner, or I can do anything else, but I love having this experience. So I decided to record it and share it.